A homeless black boy changed the life of a pregnant billionaire. 5 years later, this happened. Pregnant billionaire Amelia Hartwell's $12 billion empire crumbles under corporate espionage, while she struggles with impending motherhood and professional sabotage. When a desperate walk through the city leads to an encounter with Marcus, a brilliant homeless 12-year-old sketching inventions in a notebook, she discovers that sometimes salvation comes from the most unexpected sources. Subscribe to witness how one child's genius saves a tech empire while transforming two lives forever. Their chance meeting proves that the most valuable innovations emerge when privilege recognizes potential, regardless of where it's found. Amelia Hartwell sits in the back seat of her Bentley, her designer maternity dress failing to mask the emotional turmoil that threatens to overwhelm her as she stares through tinted windows at the urban landscape beyond her privileged world. At 8 months pregnant with her first child, the tech billionaire who revolutionized sustainable energy systems finds herself drowning in a corporate crisis that threatens everything she's built over 15 years of relentless innovation and strategic brilliance. The patents that form the foundation of her $12 billion empire are under attack by industrial espionage that has leaked her most sensitive technologies to competitors, while board members question her leadership capacity as she prepares for motherhood. Her pregnancy, once a source of joy and anticipation, has become ammunition for critics who suggest that female executives can't balance family responsibilities with the demands of running global corporations worth more than some nations' GDP. The irony of Amelia's situation cuts deep. The woman who solved energy crises for entire countries can't solve the personal crisis consuming her own life. The brilliant mind that created revolutionary battery technologies can't process the emotional complexity of impending motherhood combined with professional sabotage. Her driver navigates through downtown traffic while Amelia reviews legal documents that detail the theft of intellectual property, representing decades of research and billions in development costs. Her usual analytical clarity clouded by pregnancy hormones and the crushing weight of responsibility for thousands of employees whose livelihoods depend on her ability to outmaneuver corporate predators. The baby moving in her womb serves as constant reminder of the future she's trying to protect, while the documents in her hands represent the present she's struggling to salvage from circumstances that seem to spiral further out of control with each passing hour. Amelia's wealth has insulated her from most of life's ordinary struggles, but it can't protect her from the fundamental human experiences of fear, uncertainty, and the overwhelming responsibility of bringing new life into a world that suddenly feels hostile and unpredictable. The woman who lectures at MIT about innovation and disruption finds herself disrupted by the most ancient of human experiences, pregnancy, and the vulnerability that comes with creating life while maintaining the facade of invincible leadership that her corporate position demands. Her penthouse apartment feels like a fortress that can't keep out the anxiety eating away at her confidence, while her executive team offers solutions that address symptoms rather than the core problem of how to protect her life's work while preparing for the life growing inside her. The decision to take a walk instead of heading directly home represents Amelia's desperate need for clarity that climate-controlled boardrooms and luxury vehicles can't provide. Her usual reliance on structured environments giving way to an intuitive search for perspective that money can't buy. She dismisses her driver and security detail against their protests, needing to experience the city without the barriers that wealth has created between her and the world she's trying to improve through her innovations. The pregnant billionaire who controls energy systems powering millions of homes steps on a sidewalks where she's just another person. Her expensive clothes and obvious pregnancy drawing attention, but not recognition from strangers who have no idea they're sharing space with one of the world's most powerful entrepreneurs. Her walk becomes a journey towards something she can't name, clarity, peace, or simply the reminder that life exists beyond corporate warfare and technological innovation. 12-year-old Marcus Jenkins sits on the steps of an abandoned building, his worn backpack containing everything he owns in the world, a few changes of clothes, a water bottle, the library books that represent his escape from harsh realities, and the notebook where he sketches inventions that exist only in his brilliant imagination. For 6 months, Marcus has been navigating homelessness with the resilience that children develop when survival becomes their primary education, sleeping in shelters when beds are available and finding safe doorways when they're not. His mother's death from cancer left him with no family and no resources except intelligence that burns brighter than most adults recognize, creativity that transforms cardboard boxes into architectural models, and discarded electronics into functional devices that amaze social workers who can't find permanent placement for a black boy whose genius is masked by circumstances beyond his control. As Amelia walks past Marcus's temporary resting place, something about the boy catches her attention. Perhaps the way he's sketching in his notebook with intense concentration, perhaps the careful organization of his few possessions, perhaps the dignity he maintains despite circumstances that would break many adults. Their eyes meet across the vast economic gulf that separates them, and Amelia sees intelligence and curiosity that remind her of her own childhood fascination with how things work, when her parents' garage became her laboratory and broken appliances became her teachers. Marcus notices her pregnancy and expensive clothes, but responds to something deeper, the sadness in her eyes that wealth can't hide, the way she moves like someone carrying burdens heavier than designer handbags. "You look like you're thinking about big problems," Marcus says with the directness that homelessness has taught him, his voice carrying wisdom that shouldn't exist in someone so young, but does exist in children who've learned to read adult emotions for survival. Amelia stops, surprised by his observation and the gentle concern in his voice, her usual wariness of strangers dissolved by exhaustion and his obvious vulnerability. Their conversation begins awkwardly, a pregnant billionaire and a homeless child finding common ground in the universal experience of worry and uncertainty, their vastly different circumstances creating an unexpected connection based on shared humanity rather than shared experience. Marcus shows Amelia his notebook, filled with sketches of inventions that demonstrate understanding of engineering principles that most college students struggle to grasp, his explanations revealing thought processes that bridge theoretical knowledge with practical application in ways that formal education often fails to achieve. His designs for solar-powered water purification systems, wind energy storage devices, and battery optimization technologies display intuitive grasp of sustainable energy concepts that align perfectly with Amelia's own research interests, their conversation evolving from chance encounter to impromptu consultation between minds that operate on similar frequencies despite their different circumstances. The homeless boy who taught himself physics from library books finds himself discussing advanced concepts with the woman who revolutionized those same fields, their intellectual connection transcending economic and social barriers that usually make such exchanges impossible. As Marcus explains his latest invention, a device that optimizes battery charging cycles to extend lifespan and improve efficiency, Amelia realizes she's listening to solutions for problems that her engineering teams have been struggling with for months. His approach to the technical challenges combines theoretical understanding with practical constraints that come from having to make things work with limited resources, creating innovations that expensive laboratories haven't achieved despite unlimited budgets and cutting-edge equipment. The homeless boy's insights about energy storage and optimization reveal gaps in her company's research methodology, while his fresh perspective on familiar problems offers breakthrough potential that could revolutionize the very technologies under attack by corporate espionage. Marcus's genius isn't just impressive, it's immediately applicable to the crisis threatening Amelia's empire. "Marcus," Amelia says carefully, her business instincts warring with maternal feelings triggered by his obvious vulnerability. "These ideas you've shown me, they could solve some very important problems. Have you ever thought about what you'd like to do when you grow up?" His response reveals dreams that seem impossible given his circumstances, but entirely realistic given his abilities. He wants to study engineering, to create technologies that help people, to prove that intelligence matters more than background when it comes to solving problems that affect everyone regardless of their economic status. The conversation that began as chance encounter evolves into something that feels like destiny, as if the universe conspired to bring together a brilliant mind that needs opportunity and a successful entrepreneur who needs fresh perspective on seemingly insurmountable challenges. Amelia's decision to help Marcus transcends simple charity or even recognition of his intellectual gifts. It represents an investment in the kind of thinking that built her own empire, the willingness to see potential where others see only problems. Her proposal is immediate and comprehensive. Emergency housing to get him off the streets, enrollment in elite private school that can nurture his obvious talents, and mentorship that will help him develop his ideas while providing her company with innovations that could transform the industry. Marcus's acceptance comes with the wariness of someone who's learned that adult promises often disappoint, but also with the hope that comes from finally being seen and valued for his mind rather than pitted for his circumstances. The practical details of transforming Marcus's life require Amelia to navigate systems she's never encountered: social services, emergency guardianship, educational placement, and the complex bureaucracy that surrounds homeless children whose potential is often overlooked by institutions focused on basic survival rather than intellectual development. Her wealth smooths many obstacles, but Marcus's trust and cooperation prove more valuable than money in creating sustainable solutions that address his needs while respecting his dignity and independence. Their partnership begins to take shape as something unprecedented: a homeless child becoming consultant and protege to a billionaire entrepreneur, their collaboration producing innovations that neither could achieve alone, while creating a relationship that transforms both their lives in ways that extend far beyond professional success. 6 months after their chance encounter, Marcus Jenkins sits in Amelia's state-of-the-art research laboratory, his homeless experience now replaced by a scholarship to the city's most prestigious preparatory school, while his afternoons are spent developing patents that could revolutionize sustainable energy technology. The transformation in his circumstances is dramatic, but not as significant as the transformation in his confidence. The brilliant boy who once sketched inventions on street corners now presents his ideas to teams of PhD engineers who've learned to take his insights seriously despite his age and unconventional background. Amelia watches his presentations with pride that extends beyond professional satisfaction to something approaching maternal affection, her own pregnancy now in its final weeks, while Marcus's intellectual development accelerates under proper nurturing and educational support. The breakthrough that saves Amelia's company comes not from expensive consultants or corporate warfare, but from Marcus's unique perspective on the energy storage problems that her competitors thought they'd solved through industrial espionage. His optimization algorithms, developed through understanding of resource scarcity and efficiency requirements that homeless survival taught him, create battery technologies that exceed anything previously achieved by traditional research methodologies. The patents emerging from their collaboration establish new industry standards while generating revenues that more than compensate for the intellectual property lost to corporate theft, proving that innovation comes from creativity and insight rather than just resources and conventional thinking. Amelia's baby daughter, born healthy and strong, enters a world where her mother's empire is stronger than ever thanks to the homeless boy who became family through circumstances that neither planned but both embrace. Marcus's role in the company evolves from consultant to junior researcher to something approaching adoptive son, his presence filling emotional spaces that Amelia didn't realize existed until his intelligence and character began enriching her life beyond professional collaboration. The nursery in Amelia's penthouse becomes a place where Marcus helps care for baby Emma, while explaining engineering concepts in voices that make complex ideas sound like lullabies. His natural affinity for teaching combining with genuine affection for the family that embraced him when he had nothing. The media attention surrounding Marcus's transformation from homeless child to technological prodigy creates opportunities for broader impact. as his story inspires educational initiatives focused on identifying and nurturing genius regardless of economic circumstances or social background. Amelia uses her platform to advocate for programs that recognize potential in unexpected places, while Marcus becomes a spokesperson for homeless youth whose intelligence is often overlooked by systems focused on basic needs rather than intellectual development. Their partnership demonstrates that the most valuable innovations often come from the intersection of different perspectives and experiences. That success is more sustainable when it includes rather than excludes people whose backgrounds offer fresh insights on persistent problems. 5 years after Amelia Hartwell first encountered Marcus Jenkins on that city street, their lives have become intertwined in ways that extend far beyond the business partnership that saved her company and transformed his circumstances. Marcus, now 17 and preparing for early admission to MIT's engineering program, has become not just Amelia's protege, but her daughter Emma's beloved big brother. Their family structure unconventional, but grounded in mutual affection and shared values about using intelligence to improve the world. The homeless boy who once survived on determination and library books now holds multiple patents in sustainable energy technology while maintaining the humility and compassion that made him remarkable even when he had nothing material to offer. Amelia's approach to business and philanthropy has evolved dramatically since meeting Marcus. Her company now leading industry efforts to identify and develop talent from unconventional backgrounds, while her personal foundation focuses on educational opportunities for homeless youth. The Hartwell Jenkins Foundation, named to honor their partnership, has created pathways for dozens of brilliant children whose circumstances previously made their potential invisible to traditional educational systems. Marcus serves as mentor to younger students while pursuing his own studies, his story proving that genius exists in every community and needs only recognition and opportunity to flourish. Emma grows up understanding that family is defined by love rather than biology, that success requires character as well as intelligence, and that helping others creates the most meaningful achievements. The sustainable energy technologies developed through Amelia and Marcus's collaboration have revolutionized the industry while generating revenues that fund ever-expanding educational and social programs, creating cycles of opportunity that multiply their initial impact exponentially. Marcus's insights about resource optimization, born from homeless survival experiences, have influenced product design across multiple industries, while his natural teaching abilities have made him a sought-after speaker at conferences where executives learn about innovation from someone who understands both scarcity and abundance. Amelia's empire continues growing, but her definition of success now includes the number of lives transformed through opportunity rather than just financial returns on technological investments. The broader cultural impact of their story extends through communities across America, inspiring other successful entrepreneurs to look beyond traditional talent pipelines, while encouraging homeless youth to maintain hope in their potential despite current circumstances. Business schools use their partnership as a case study in innovation that emerges from diverse perspectives, while social workers cite Marcus's transformation as evidence that investing in individual potential creates returns that exceed any purely financial calculation. The chance encounter between a pregnant billionaire and a homeless boy has become proof that America's greatest strength lies not in concentrated wealth, but in the willingness to recognize and nurture human potential wherever it might be found, creating opportunities that benefit society rather than just individuals. 10 years after their first meeting, Marcus Jenkins graduates summa cum laude from MIT, while simultaneously launching his own startup focused on sustainable technologies for underserved communities, his success representing the full realization of potential that homelessness once threatened to destroy forever. Amelia serves as primary investor and mentor while Emma, now 10 years old, treats Marcus as the brother who's always been part of their family structure that proves love transcends conventional definitions of kinship. The foundation they established together has created educational pathways for hundreds of formerly homeless youth, while their technological innovations have improved energy access for millions of people worldwide. Marcus's journey from street survival to entrepreneurial success becomes a template for programs that recognize genius regardless of circumstances, while proving that the most valuable investments are often in people rather than just technologies. Amelia's empire has evolved into something approaching a social enterprise, where profitable innovations fund educational opportunities while talented individuals from diverse backgrounds create the next generation of breakthrough technologies. Her approach to wealth and responsibility reflects lessons learned from Marcus about the relationship between scarcity and creativity, abundance and obligation, individual success and community impact. Emma grows up surrounded by brilliant minds from every background imaginable, her worldview shaped by understanding that intelligence and character matter more than conventional markers of success or social status. The family that began with chance encounter has become a model for how successful individuals can create lasting change through personal relationships that transcend economic and social boundaries. Marcus's own company focuses on creating technologies that address problems in communities similar to the one where he grew up. His innovations making sustainable energy and clean water accessible to populations that traditional businesses often overlook as unprofitable markets. His success in developing low-cost, high-impact solutions draws investment from major corporations while creating opportunities for other young entrepreneurs whose backgrounds and perspectives offer fresh approaches to persistent global challenges. The homeless boy who once sketched inventions on street corners now employs dozens of engineers, while maintaining the humility and social consciousness that made him extraordinary even when he had nothing material to offer. The cultural legacy of Amelia and Marcus's partnership resonates through institutions across America, inspiring universities to expand outreach programs while encouraging corporations to diversify talent pipelines beyond traditional recruitment channels. Their story proves that the most important business decisions often happen outside boardrooms, that innovation flourishes when different perspectives collaborate, that success is most meaningful when shared with others who transform opportunity into impact. The pregnant billionaire who stopped to listen to a homeless boy's ideas discovered that the most valuable investments are in human potential, that genius exists everywhere and needs only recognition and opportunity to change the world. Their unlikely family continues growing through adoption of other promising young people, creating a legacy that measures wealth not in accumulated assets, but in lives transformed and communities strengthened through the power of seeing potential where others see only problems. True wealth isn't measured in bank accounts, but in the lives we transform and the potential we nurture in unexpected places. Marcus's brilliance didn't just save Amelia's company. It created a family that proves love transcends all boundaries. Hit subscribe for more incredible stories showing that genius exists everywhere, waiting for someone wise enough to recognize it. What extraordinary potential might you be walking past every day without recognizing its value?